Old Trafford, the theatre of dreams, the home ground for Manchester United Football Club. There was once upon a time where opponents would look at the season fixtures and see Manchester United away and think, damn, the one game we just don't want to play. So how did it go from dominating the Premier League for years to struggling to get into the top four? We've got to take into perspective this is a team that's been champions of Europe 3 times. So how did it go from that to struggling to get into the top 4? In my opinion, I think the problem started to arise during Sir Alex Ferguson's final season. But because of his mastermind and his pure genius, he knew what it took to gain results and get wins. Manchester United and Barcelona always had a simple formula, which was replace. So every time they lost a great player, they'd replace that great player. But what started happening during the last season of Sir Alex Ferguson is Manchester United were failing to be able to replace great players. And just to break down exactly what I mean by formula is, although Dennis Irwin was such a great left back, Patrice Evra was just as good. Losing Dennis Irwin and replacing him with Patrice Evra is a good replacement. Replacing Jaap Stam with Rio Ferdinand was a good replacement, and so on. But replacements never materialise throughout the midfield. So Paul Scholes was never replaced, hence why they had to take him out of retirement twice. Roy Keane was never replaced. Ryan Giggs was getting old. Appointing David Moyes as Manchester United manager was absolutely ludicrous. And as terrible a manager that Moyes is, I can't place the blame on him because he's an average manager. So an average manager has an average mind frame. Hence why the first person he chose to bring to Manchester United was Fellaini. That speaks volumes to me. Louis van Gaal is a very good manager, in fact a great manager. However, he doesn't fit the style of play that Man United were looking for. He doesn't suit their style of play. So his formula doesn't match their formula. Also, getting rid of Vidic, Ferdinand and Evra was a wrong move. You don't get rid of 3 world-class defenders. He should at least gave them 1 or 2 more seasons, just for the fact that they're winners, and you need winners around the dressing room and winners around young players. By the time Louis van Gaal left Manchester United, he then went down in the rankings as a terrible manager because his signings were absolutely terrible. So everything he'd done that was great, like winning the Champions League with Ajax, got counteracted by his poor judgments and signings for Manchester United. Signing Rojo, Ander Herrera and so on is terrible. They are not Manchester United quality. So by the time Jose Mourinho came to Manchester United, the team was already in turmoil because, yet again, as I said previously, Paul Scholes was never replaced, and yet a replica version of Paul Scholes was not brought in. Appointing Jose Mourinho was the worst thing Manchester United could have ever done, because the guy is a very good manager, but he doesn't develop youth, has no time for youth, and he will never ever bring the best out of a good player. He needs ready-made players. He cannot make a good player a great player. If you're not a ready-made player, Jose Mourinho doesn't have no time for you. Allowing Marcus Rashford to express himself was the best thing that Louis van Gaal ever done for Manchester United. However, once I knew Mourinho got appointed as manager, I knew this was the end of the road for Marcus Rashford, and he was no longer going to be a good player, and he wasn't going to elevate from a good player to a great player. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse for Manchester United Football Club and Jose Mourinho, What does Jose Mourinho go and do? He goes and spends vast amounts of money to sign Paul Pogba. A very big downfall for Jose Mourinho is that he only signs players to stop other teams from getting them, i.e. he signed Pedro for Chelsea so that Manchester United couldn't get Pedro, and there's many more. So signing Pogba was only to stop Real Madrid from signing Pogba. He signed Lukaku only to stop Chelsea from signing Lukaku. And this silly little method Jose Mourinho has turned round and bit him on the arse this time, because signing Pogba was a very stupid thing to do. It was a vast amount of money that he could have used that money to bring in two world-class attacking players with 60+ goals between them. Paul Pogba is a player that blows hot and cold. So when Mourinho was in power and in charge of Manchester United, all the Manchester United fans blamed it all on Mourinho and thought that Paul Pogba was underperforming because of Mourinho. But now Jose Mourinho's gone, why is it Paul Pogba is not performing? I tell you why, because Paul Pogba was never that good. So everybody looked at him as if he was a better version of Yaya Toure, when in theory he's not. He's got great skills and great technical ability, but nothing ever seems to materialise. Paul Pogba is a type of player that can score the odd wonder goal here and there, so it illuminates the fans and makes the fans get out their seat. But that's all you're going to get. You won't get hard work, determination. He's not no Vieira, he's not no Roy Keane, and he certainly isn't no Yaya Toure. So what Manchester United should do now to revive their legacy is sell Paul Pogba to Real Madrid as soon as possible and use the money and buy some quality attacking players. And no disrespect to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he's a very nice guy and he was a mediocre football player and he loves Manchester United. But being a very nice guy doesn't warrant you a Manchester United manager's position. So Manchester United board need to rethink and reassess their whole plans, because they need to get a proper manager. So I'd say maybe appointing Diego Simeone may be a good look. Maybe appointing Ancelotti may be a good look. Or anyone else that is suitable that has won major trophies.